Well. What's going on, everyone? T- Tonight, I'm going to touch on a subject matter that's something that I thought of, and I'm going to pose a question to all my DJs. It doesn't matter if you're new, upcoming, established, professional DJs, bedroom DJs, no matter what. My question is, are we selfish by nature? I just wanted to know. And I asked this questions on the GPT chat, and I'm going to read what they say, and then I'm going to give you my take. So we might as well let's get things started here. What's going on, everyone? This is How Says Speaks. Welcome to another Monday Night Rant. And as I mentioned earlier before I hit the cameras on, that are we selfish? Are DJs selfish by nature? I mean, we're gonna dive into it. I'm going to do the presentation as I read on the well, as I read it here, so you can see the presentation, and then also you can read it yourself. But before I do that, if you're new to this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can know when I'll be presenting to you another Monday Night Rant. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so let's, let's back it up here. Here we go. We're gonna start up here. We're gonna pause. Okay, why DJs are selfish by nature? That's my question. So we're going to go ahead and go to the first. Before we do that, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get to it. Okay, but before we get to, yeah, we're gonna get to that part. I said that the idea that DJs are selfish by nature, and it reads the idea that DJs are selfish by nature is more of a stereotype or provocative statement than a universal truth. Now remember, this is coming from a GPT chat, and the AI info. It's important to avoid overgeneralizi- general, overgeneralizing or assuming that any group of people, including DJs, behave in a particular way, solely based on their profession. However, I can explore why some people might perceive DJs as selfish. And we're going to get into the four factors um, in just a moment, but I would like to ask for you guys when you go to the channel, why don't you go to the section and let me know, do you think that you as a DJ is selfish? And if you are, explain just in smaller detail why you think so. So we're gonna go to the first segment here. Okay, the first segment says spotlight and ego. Okay, DJs often take center stage, commanding attention from large crowds. In such a role, they might develop a sense of ego or self importance, which some could interpret as selfishness. However, this trait is common in any profession where an individual is constantly in the spotlight. Okay, I'm sure us DJs can get the gist of that. I'm gonna keep going, and then I'll break it down a little bit, but not too much. So we're gonna go to the next one. Okay, creative control. DJs are curators of music, and many take pride in selecting songs or creating mixes that reflect their own taste and style. This could be seen as selfish if they're prioritizing their artistic vision over what the audience wants. But many argue that part of a DJ's job is to introduce new music and sounds, even if they aren't immediately familiar with the crowd. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, long hours and lifestyle. The DJ lifestyle often involves late nights, travel, and irregular schedules, which might limit time for personal relationships or social obligations. This could make them appear detached or self centered, even if it's just a byproduct of their work environment. Okay, focus on individual success in in highly competitive industries like music. DJs may focus heavily on their own career promotions and branding, which can come across as self-serving. However, this drive for success is common in many professions and isn't necessarily negative. I think I in that one. Yeah, I did. Okay. Now, now what I didn't post on the presentation is the summary, but don't worry, I'm going to put everything that I just read to you guys in the description below so you have the exact information. But I will read the overall summary and it reads unlimitedly ultimately not all DJs fit into this subscription, and many are generous with their time, creativity, and energy. Like any profession, personal traits vary from individual to individual. Okay, now the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna break it down just just little small pieces so we can so I can give you my take on how I feel about the situation. Okay, the first thing says, why DJs are selfish by nature. That was my question. And it says the idea that DJs are selfish by nature is more of a stereotype or provocative statement than the universal truth. I'm gonna have to disagree with that, and the reason why I'm gonna disagree is because DJs are selfish. We have to be. And the reason I say that is because when it comes to how we move, how how we go by our creativity, how we go about our music, how we go about our branding, things, all that ties into the fact that, you know, 9 times out of 10, most DJs are doing this on their own. We don't have backing, and especially if we're not like the big name DJs where they probably have PRs and marketing and people who's doing their online content, probably doing their social media promotions, things of that nature. They probably have those, those forces working with them. Whereas if you are a lone DJ doing it on your own, you are all those things, and there's going to be times where you're gonna be focused on that, especially when you're trying to brand yourself and get your name out there. You're not going to have time for anything else. That's going to be your number one focus, you know. And for this says that it's important to avoid overgeneralizing, or or assume that any group of people, including DJs, behave in a particular way. I don't know what kind of way are you talking about when it comes to that particular statement. I mean, you you going to behave a certain way when you're a DJ. You're going to be mindful of your selection of music. You're going to be mindful of who plays your music. You're even going to be mindful of where you purchase the music. I mean, 9 times out of 10, most DJs don't tell other DJs where they get their music, or they don't share their library with other DJs. Because why would you want to share, especially if, say, for instance, you're in a lineup and there's a DJ that's in that lineup that you just share, maybe a playlist or a couple of tracks that you have. Chances are that DJ is going to play the tracks that you gave him, which may be detrimental for your set because you're trying to tell a story. And how you going to tell a story when somebody else is telling that same story? You can't. Then that means everything that you have thought that you wanted to play, you won't be able to play. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have a large library, you have tracks to choose from. But if you on a time restraint, let's say for instance, you only have an hour set. That means you only have that hour to play whatever music you need to play. So you need to be mindful of not giving out your tracks or your music. Now, if there's a DJ that they may have a track that they like and you want to, give to them, you can do that. I mean, I have no problems with doing that. Especially if it's a DJ that you collaborate with, I have no qualms with that. But talking about giving a DJ your entire library, that should never be done. You should never even if a DJ even entertains that, you should cut them off right then and there. You know. Now, in the case with Spotlight and Ego, yes, we do have an ego. I'm gonna admit that. Yes, we have ego, but you have to know how to check that ego. Don't let that ego, run amok. I mean, yes, of course, if you have played in a with a crowd of people, and you on those decks and you playing the music and people is feeling what you playing and stuff like that, yeah, that's an ego boost, you know from the beginning. But I have seen DJs, pardon me, let that ego run amok, and then they just became just difficult to even communicate with, even to talk to. So, yeah, there is a certain um, ego that a DJ should have, but it shouldn't be so much that it overshadows who you are as a person, you know. And command the spotlight. Well, I remember back in the days, DJs used to be heard and not seen. Now it's a shame that especially the big name DJs rather be seen, than to be really heard. And think that's a I think we have lost our way at times when it comes to that. So yeah, when it comes to spotlight and ego, yeah, it's okay to have it. Just know how to tame it. Know how to calm it down. Now, regarding creative control, I know I was gonna do the rest of this, but I decided to just talk and just go through it. So bear with me on that. Besides, you have to have you have the presentation here, and I will post the entire thing on the subscription box. Yeah, I'm repeating myself. I apologize. Back to creative control. You know, we all create some music, and we use our tracks to take our either take our audience on a journey, or we we present them with new tracks, with new music, especially if there's a producer that if there's producers that we like and we favor, stuff like that. We have no problems presenting their creation onto to the masses so they can enjoy, listen to it, enjoy it, dance to it, whatever the case that may be. But yes, we when it comes to selfish, when it comes to our mixing, selfish when it comes to the tracks. Yes, we are selfish when it comes to that. I mean, I wouldn't want a DJ trying to copy my style, and I try not to copy a DJ style. Now, I'm you know as a DJ who's still learning, yes, you want to pick up different nuances, different tricks and stuff like that to add into your arsenal. You want to do that, but at the same time, you want to make that your own, so it won't you won't be really copying and imitating another DJ's style, if that makes sense. So, okay, in the case of the long hours and lifestyle, well, if you okay, there's two segments on that. Now, if you are I'm a Twitch DJ and I do play out at times, but so yeah, it does. As far as the long hours, yeah, I put in a lot of hours and time and work to get a presentation together before I play, before I play online, and the platform I use is Twitch. So it does take me the time to, put the flyer together, whatever overlay I want to do that coincides with said flyer, and have everything together, and also make sure I do the my video and sound checks, make sure everything is in order before I go online. So yeah, that does take time, and of course, if you're a DJ that plays professionally and also a producer, those hours double and triple because you're traveling all the time. You're in different cities, different countries all the time, and you constantly moving and moving and moving. And if you're not accustomed to that particular lifestyle, it can be overwhelmed and overbearing. So, if you are a DJ that striving to do it on a professional level, you better make sure that's what you want to do, and make sure that you have some kind of backup plan in case something falls through. Because remember, your income will depend on the many gigs that you get. And if you don't get as many gigs, and especially if you're living alone, then you're gonna be in trouble. So just be aware of that. Okay. Now, on in about individual success, well, yeah, that's I have to say that's self-explanatory. You know, I mean, we focus on everything. We focus on our music because the if new tracks comes out every day, so you definitely want to make sure you have fresh new tracks ready when you're getting ready to play. You want to make sure that you're doing your promotion, especially if you're being part of a lineup, whether it's outside of online, or when you're doing live on Twitch. You want to make sure you get those flyers out and get those promos out so people can know that you're playing. And then also, you want to make sure, and this is what I do, you want to make sure that you record your sets, so when you are done, you can upload those to either Mixcloud or SoundCloud, and then get those mixes, promote those out to the masses. So just in case if they didn't get a chance to catch the show, they will be able to at least hear you and have your library, your mixes, they can listen to on whatever platform you're going to use as far as uploading your audio. So you want to make sure you have that. And if design your own gear, you want to make sure that you always wearing, uh, like I'm sporting one of my designs today. You always want to make sure that you're wearing your gear because this is the way you advertise. This is the way you let people know what you're doing and stuff like that. And also have them to support you by purchasing your gear. Like my storefront is a teespring.com/user/house that speaks hyphen designs. I just want to put that out there. So okay. So what what I'm trying to say in a nutshell that once you become a DJ, you are going to be selfish. And that selfishness can hurt you, can be a help and a hindrance depending on how you thinking. What I always like to say is when it comes to DJing, your music is your wife. Your music is your mistress. Your music is your lover. I mean, everything else comes secondary. And if you speak to DJs who's been doing, what I'm doing as a career for a long period of time, they can pretty much vouch for me about that. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't make room if you would like to, you know, if you are in a relationship or you do have a spouse or significant other, you can make room for them, but they also have to be understanding to know that when you are scheduled to play, that's gonna be your focus. Your focus gonna be on what kind of music you plan on getting for whatever set that you're gonna do, your promotions, the whole 9 yards. Now, the way I see things, if you're going to, be with someone, make sure they understand what you do as a DJ, even if you're doing it as a hobby, or whatnot, or semi-pro or whatnot. They need to understand the nuances, because if they do not, then chances are the relationship dynamic may not work, And I have witnessed DJs who have not stayed together with with significant others because of the fact of they put their music and their mindset is DJing in the forefront. And that's why I'm saying to you guys, you have to be selfish to a point when you DJing, because if you don't, then you really not doing it the way it should be done. You're not putting in your whole heart and soul into it. And yeah, DJing can be a lonely profession, because yeah, you're constantly on the go. You're constantly doing things. You're constantly working on different aspects of your DJing. I mean, especially if you're doing alone, you're the promoter, you're the marketer. You know, you're the designer. You design your own your t-shirt line. I mean, you're the creator. The creator of your music and stuff like that. And if you're a producer as well as a DJ, that's another um, layer within itself. So I wanted to put that out there, and I wanted to let you guys to know that yes, and it's okay to be selfish as a DJ. It's okay to be that way. You know. Now, what I say is, just don't be so selfish and so self-centered that you're not able to work with other people or have other people to steer you and help you along the way. I mean, I have been blessed to be part of different communities in Discord through Twitch, and also am part of a crew now because of the fact that even though yes I am selfish, to my fault, but I don't let that selfishness take over the fact that I'm also blessed and honored and humbled to be a DJ. And that's the one thing I want to leave with you guys. Be humble, be blessed, be thankful, because this thing is not for everyone, and enjoy it and have fun. So that's it, guys. Hope you got something out of it. Like I said, I will post everything under the subscription box below. Um, Again, if you're new to the channel, please like, please share, please subscribe, please hit that notification bell so you will know when I'll be doing another Monday Night Rant. Until then, this is House That Speaks. I wish you all peace and love. Again, always a thank you for those who allow me to be part of your raid trains. I am honored to do that. Much love and respect. Again, if you want to check out my designs, just go to teespring.com /user /househead speaks hyphen designs. See you guys on the next one.